Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Young Guapo here, Guapo Pete, here with you, here back at it with Peace of Mind International. Peace of Mind, here to give you a piece of my mind to help you have more peace of mind. So we're gonna get straight to it. Today's topic is about why you shouldn't try to change people. My first reason is really because people don't want to be changed. People show you who they are when you first meet them. A lot of things they go through in their lives happen in order to form them in the way that they are. Like there's a lot of trials and a lot of trauma and just a lot of things that people go through in their lives that they have valid reason to themselves as to why they are the way that they are. So trying to change them means you're going to have to battle with like 15, 20, 30 years of experience that they have. So imagine like you're a parent and you have a child and you're like Muslim, you're a Muslim parent, or just any parent in general. Just imagine a parent who's like Muslim and their child's like, hey mom, I'm gonna be Buddhist. That parent's not gonna receive that. And even if the child's like, hey mom, do you want to be Buddhist? The parent's gonna be like, how do you have the audacity to even speak some stuff like that to me? Like, how can you even talk like that to me? I raised you in this household. I raised you in what I believe. I believe this off of the 40, 50 freaking years that I've lived on this earth. Like, that's not gonna slide. You're most likely, you're not gonna be able to change your parents' beliefs. And that's how most people see it when you try to change them. They're like, I have all this experience in my life, all these things that I've been through. Who are you to tell me that my experience is invalid? And it's very difficult for a lot of people to part with that fact that they've been wrong. Like people hate being wrong. So if you try to change somebody, that's them. If they were willing to change, that's them admitting to themselves that they're wrong. And I guess it's a pride thing. I don't know, but people just hate being wrong. So so in order to change somebody, like it's really like people don't even want to be changed because they are who they are for a reason. They believe in what they believe for a reason, and they believe that the way they are is correct for a reason because of experience. So just know if you ever try to change someone, then you're gonna have to battle with years of experience, and that's extremely difficult to do because we all believe what we believe, and we are all different people. We're all individuals created uniquely. So it's gonna be hard to explain to somebody that something they're doing is not, or just the way they are, something about their character is not the way that it's supposed to be. And you have to understand when you try to make people change, like people show you who they are. Like people show you exactly who they are. A lot of times you're thinking, oh, I see potential in this person, they could be like this, or maybe they're doing this right now, maybe it'll change in a little bit. Like no, people show you exactly who they are. If you see red flags in somebody, whether it be friendship, relationship, you gotta listen, you gotta take it, and you better run, because that it's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. It's gonna turn around to bite you in the back. But that's really how far it comes down to how it is when it comes down to trying to change people. But now we're gonna go about how to change people, and how to change people is really simple but difficult because it's not force. You don't use force. That's why it's simple, but it's not, but it's difficult because you don't use force. You don't have to try to like really make them change. You're not supposed to make somebody change. Somebody's supposed to change willingly. And the best way to make somebody change is by leading by example. So if somebody sees you doing something, sees you living a life, like say you start going to the gym and then they see you going to the gym and they're like, hey, you've been going to the gym a while. I see your body's changing. Let me go with you. And then that's the best way. But it's not like you're gonna come out from the gym one day just be like, hey, I'm all sweaty and hot. This workout was great. Let's go to the gym. They're gonna be like, you just started going. Like you just started going like a week ago, man. You telling me to go to the gym, or say you don't even go at all. They'll be like, who are you to tell me to work out? You fat. You get what I'm saying? But it's like nobody wants to hear anything from somebody who's not living the lifestyle that they're trying to lead them to live, especially if they see that it's beneficial. So if you want to convince them that it's beneficial, then you're gonna have to show them how it benefits you, and they have to see the benefit in your life. You can't really just be like, hey, it's beneficial. You can't really like say somebody's never eaten healthy, and you're just like, hey, you need to stop eating out, and they're like, what? Look, I'm fine. I look fine. I like the way I look. But then you start eating out, or they, you know, you show them, like you say, you show them even research, like you show them research as to why eating healthy benefits their bodies, and then they see that research, and in turn they're like, oh wow, I didn't know this, thank you very much. But I mean, a lot of times that's not the case, because people are hard-headed, that's just the way they are, and people just believe in what they believe. And if it's taking too long, then that just shows you that this person really doesn't want to change. Or I mean, if you don't see any progress after constant pushing, not pushing, but constant, you know, just trying to get them, just trying to help somebody out. If it's taking too long, you got to understand that it may not be worth your time. They may not be worth your time. This person may just be a lost cause when it comes to this certain aspect, and you just might have to accept that sometimes, especially if they don't, if I mean, just if they don't see the benefit, if they don't see the value for themselves, because value is the biggest motivator when it comes to really anything in life. It's just being able to see the value, even when it comes to working on your goals. Just being able to see like the value in working on your goals, that'll drive you to do anything. Most people live life based off of values. Your values are one of the strongest things in your life that help you just maneuver in what you do on a day-to-day basis. And another thing is that you have to make sure that your approach is genuine, that you want this person to change out of the generosity of your heart, and they have to be able to feel that. You can't just tell them. They have to really be able to like receive it, and that's the best way for them to receive it, is if it's genuine. Because if it's not, then you're gonna come at them hostile, and hostility, it's like two rocks coming together. They just collide, and just collision. You're never gonna see any type of progress. It's not like clay, like form. It's not gonna mold. It's just gonna collide. Instead of like a rock with clay, or two clay, they're gonna form together. And that's like generosity. When you're genuine, when your approach is genuine, and it's really from your heart, when you really want to help this person. And a lot of times, I mean, it's like once it's genuine, then it's easier to really it's really to convey that to the next person, because a lot of times people think that you're trying to change them just to change them, or they think that you're trying to show them that you're better than them in some way. I don't know why it's like that, but people just always think that you want to be, that you're better than them, or that you're trying to explain to them that you're better than them when you try to tell them to change, or when you try to tell them about a lifestyle change that you made. And that's because people just they don't like to have their own weaknesses exposed. They don't like to have the places in their life that they struggle exposed. Especially like, say you start working out, I'm just keep using this example. If you start working out and they see you're changing, they might be like, why do you work out so much? Or why are you working out? And or like they might even come off as mean, like oh, you work out too much, you want to be a muscle head. And then you could be like, I'm just like, well, I'm just trying to look good. I just want to be healthy. I just want to live long. But they'll be like, oh, you want to be a muscle head. Look at this man going to the gym. But really, that's really just their deep rooted insecurities speaking out, because they don't want to be placed next to somebody who's working hard. Like, you're literally highlighting their flaws when you do something that somebody knows they should be doing, but they don't do it. That's why people just like to be around people that are like them. Like, a lot of people who do bad things like to be around each other. People who aren't going nowhere in life like to hang with each other. Some quote like the tallest weed is only good inside a rows of weeds, inside a garden of weeds, something like that. It's like, you want to be a flower. You want to be a blooming flower in a field of roses with a bunch of other roses. You don't want to be a weed inside a farm of weeds. You want to be the only standing weed in a field of dying weeds. Yeah, that's how it goes. So yeah, be the flower. Be the flower that inspires other flowers to grow taller. And when you want to change people, don't try to change them by collision. Don't be a rock. Be like clay. Be genuine. Form. Lead by example. Don't talk the talk. Walk the walk. And if you walk and they see you and you a good leader and you walk in the right path, then they will follow. So just try to be genuine. Do it out the care of your heart, the kindness of your heart, and don't try to force people to change. And don't keep on trying to push people, especially if they're taking a long time to really respond to it, because a lot of times they're just a lost cause and they don't want to change, and you just have to wait for them to see that value for themselves in their life eventually along the line, because a lot of people just don't want to change, and that's just the way we are. A lot of people aren't ambitious. They don't have any desire to be better, or if they do, they just don't have the desire to act on it, simply because it's work, and a lot of people just hate work. People are just lazy. But if you're not lazy and you work hard and you show that person why they need to work hard, and they see the value, then they will follow you. And just know that it is hard work especially if you try to make it happen, like especially if you try to talk to them, I promise you, talking to somebody to try to make them change does not work. Even if you show them the benefits, a lot of times it still doesn't work, just because a lot of people just have to see to believe, and that's just the way most of us are. Like you tell somebody, hey, like for me, I trade. If I'm like, hey, I've been trading for a couple months, a couple years, I'm making good money off of it. Or no. When I first started trading, nobody was messing with me. Nobody was like, everyone was like, nah, you're not gonna make it. What is this? I've never seen this before. This doesn't make money. And I started doing it, and I started making money. And then now everyone was like, wow, good job. Like, go harder, go harder. I love it. I love this thing you're doing. You're so good. But it's like I had to go through that rough phase of having nobody believe in me, because people just, because it's like exposes a lot of them exposes their flaws. I try to put people on, it exposes their flaws. A lot of people don't want to work because they're like, oh, it's easier to tell yourself it doesn't work than to go try it and then potentially fail, because people will hate failure also. Like, failure is one of the biggest fears. Failure is one of the biggest fears in this life. Like, everybody hates to fail because everyone just wants to be good and prosper, except school teaches you that failing is terrible. So everyone has a fear of failure just from going to school, like that alone. So that just shows you, like, that's experience. Like, your experience has taught you that, hey, when I fail bad. It's bad. It's a bad thing to fail. So I don't want to try this out because I'm gonna fail. So let me just create this illusion in my head for why I shouldn't do this, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna make it anyway. Same with like shooting your shot at a girl, or if you're a girl or guy, if you're talking to a guy that you want, it's just a lot easier to be like, oh, if you pass them on the street, it's a lot easier to be like, oh, she's not gonna give me her number. Like, what if she doesn't? What if she doesn't give me her number? Then how am I gonna look? But it's like, you literally never know unless you try. And if you see somebody else doing it, and you're like, hey, he's getting her number, why can't I get her number? We're both human beings. And then you just hop on the wave, follow them, lead by example. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of different examples I could give y'all, but overall, it's just be genuine and just try to lead by example. And if they're taking too long, then dip, leave them alone, because they're gonna have to find it on their own way. So if you got any value from this video, leave a comment below. Comment what you think on this. Comment your experience or anything you have to add, your input. And if you enjoyed this video, it got you any value, then like and subscribe. I'm out.